So I never really told anybody this before except for my family, but my dream in life was always to own my own nonprofit. So not long after we got back from our mission trip to Ecuador, I had a conversation with a friend that I was not able to shake. You see, one of my friends that went on the team pulled me aside and she said, "Hey Jess, I feel like God is calling me to start something, and I think it's gonna be a nonprofit to help provide toys for the kids in our community there in Las Chacras." And as she shared this vision with me, her whole demeanor changed. I could see it. She could see it. It wasn't just a good idea, it was a God-breathed idea. You could feel the spirit behind it. And you know what? I didn't feel insecure. I didn't sit back and say, but I wanted to start a nonprofit. Instead, I simply looked at her and I said, how can I help? How can I be a part of this? Because when you see God working in someone else's life, the right response isn't to compete, it's to partner. That moment brought me back to Genesis 26. You see, Isaac had been blessed by God in a land that did not want him there. He dug wells, he grew crops, and he kept walking in obedience. Eventually, the people who had been opposing him came back and said something really important. And that was this in Genesis 26:28. We saw clearly that the Lord was with you, so let's make a treaty. In other words, we see what God is doing and we want to be a part of it. They could have stayed enemies, yes. They could have been competing, but instead they chose to join what God was blessing. And that's the challenge for us too. We live in a world that tells us to build our own platform, protect our own names, chase our own success. But the kingdom of God doesn't work that way. The kingdom of God says, when you see God's hand on someone, come alongside them, support it, build it up, cheer it on. So, here's your challenge. Is there someone around you that you've seen God blessing? Maybe it's a ministry leader, a friend, a coworker, or maybe even someone younger than you. Instead of competing or comparing, what would it look like to say, how can I help? How can I be a part of this? Let's be people who don't just recognize God's work, but let's join it.